first and foremost, understand when we talk about the corner, we talk about community. You cannot forget the corners that make those communities. This is our corner. Welcome to it. I am Tamar Jackson, Senior Director of Community Engagement, lead of the Pierce County Community Engagement Task Force. Y'all see me, but I got to give you guys my co-host. She's shy, she's quiet, and you know what? This may be the only time you see her on camera, but she's coming in. Hey, C-Dub, let me know who you are.
Hi, my name is Chloe Wilhelm. I help out with pretty much everything relating to workforce services at Workforce Central, co-lead of the task force as well. I'm pretty much a part of every meeting, but I always have my camera off. So a lot of times I work with people and they have no idea what I look like. So a little bit of a mystery there. I'm really happy to be co-hosting The Corner, and especially happy to have Career Team with us today.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. And like we said, Career Team's in the building. We want to make sure that you guys know Ashley Sloan, Dion Lister, part of our collaboration, part of our partnership in Pierce County, doing amazing things. Please introduce yourselves, Dion and Ashley. Welcome to The Corner, first and foremost. Very excited to be able to have a time to be able to sit with you guys and just talk the real about what we're doing out in this community right now. So furthermore, let's go.
Go ahead, Ashley.
I was gonna have you kick us off, Dion. Okay, I'll go. Hi, folks. My name is Ashley Sloan. I'm super excited to be here today and to continue connecting with you, Tamar and Chloe, and all of the amazing work that you're doing with the task force. Just a little bit about me. I am currently serving the community as the WIOA Young Adult Program Manager. And essentially, for those who aren't familiar with all of our workforce development acronyms, we help support young adults with employment and training resources, as well as wraparound support. We know that if you have life going on, if you're struggling, it's really hard to focus on finding a job or going to school. So we work to help get you stable so that you can pursue those goals and those dreams. I've been working in the field for about 8 years, but I've been in this role for just a couple of months. We're a new program here with Career Team in Pierce County, but Career Team's been around in Pierce County for a few years.
And Ashley, when you talk about
Oh, you cut out, Tamar.
let me see. There we go. I should be good. What is it about WIOA?
Uh-oh, happened again.
This is killing me. And then tell us what WIOA stands for and why you do this work. What makes Ashley wake up every day to do this work?
Yeah, so WIOA, WIOA stands for the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. It's a federally funded program available in all the 50 states, and then kind of divvied out to each state and counties within the state. And for me, this work is actually really, really close to my heart. I am someone who grew up in poverty. My family was really struggling quite a bit, and we accessed services through the tribes and through local churches and community organizations. And without that support, things would have been a lot harder. And then specifically with the young adult program, not a lot of people know this about me, but I almost did not graduate high school. I had a really hard time with just some personal stuff going on. And again, it was just a few key people in my life who stuck with me and helped get me through and reminded me just how important I am and that my goals are important. And so that's what brings me to work every day, is the hope that I can be that person for our young adults and that I can help them get to where they want to be.
Absolutely. Mr. Dion, man, introduce yourself. You a star in this community in many different ways, you know, hometown, grown town. So, hey, talk to the people, man. Let us know who you are.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Dion Lister, and I am the outreach coordinator with Career Team. So I'm supporting all of our programs here, our young adult program. I support our adult and dislocated worker program as well. A lot of the stuff Ashley just talked about, we not only do that for our youth program, but we do that for our adults 18 and over as well. A little bit of what I do is I just go out into the community, engage with other organizations, engage with employers, training providers, and I just try to build bridges, man, to just make it a little bit easy for us to serve our residents of Pierce County, and just kind of remove employment barriers, whatever they may be, just to help people be able to get to livable wage jobs, and be able to sustain themselves and their families, man. I've been doing this work since 2015. It's funny because I've been on the same contract since 2000. Did I say 17 or 15? 2015. I'm sorry. But I've been on the same contract since 2015, but with 3 different providers. So let me explain that a little bit. So when I first came into this work, I was green. I'd never done this kind of work before, but I had done some other things that were similar. I had been in the in the realm of human resources, employee relations specifically. So I did a lot of conflict resolution and things like that. Just learning how to connect with people so that I can kind of smooth issues out, right? And that really gave me that experience of just being able to connect with people, get on the same level with people, understand people, and then figure out a way to help them, just tackle issues or whatever things they were going through. And so that kind of helped me when I transitioned into the world of workforce development. Shout out to Miss Shelly Willis. She's one of the main people who gave me a shot, in this role with no experience back then. But I came in as a employment and training specialist with Workforce Central, back when Workforce Central was still providing direct services. And I was there for about a year. And then Career Path Services came in, got the WIOA contract. And then they decided to bring me on with them. I kind of stayed in the same role for a while, and was able to transition into a internships manager or coordinator, if you will. So did that for a few years. And then once Career Team got the contract, they brought me on as well, kind of in a similar role, but it was more specialized and only focusing on internships, on the job trainings, and those types of things. And then just recently, like Ashley has kind of stepped into a new position, I stepped into the position of outreach coordinator as well. So I'm out in the community a lot more, and again, making those same connections I was talking about a little bit earlier. And also, helping out with the task force.
I love it. I love it. I love it. A lot of great things going on, man. Career Team, they stepping up. They coming out, a little different. They rebuilt themselves, and I'm glad to have you guys a part of that team and the work that you guys are doing. Absolutely incredible. So thank both of you guys for being here. We're gonna have a great conversation today because I'm very, very, very interested in the young adult and the adult services that you guys are bringing to the community.
Yeah, I mean, especially speaking as a young adult, I'd love to ask more about what you guys are currently working on. Is there anything that people may not have heard of that you'd love to share, things that you're looking forward to?
There's so much I can share about the services that we are providing for young adults. And I came from I was working with the adult and dislocated worker folks before I moved into this role. And we have some pretty great services that we offer in those programs. But with the young adults, we have 14 different service categories, which is a lot. It's a lot of different things that we're able to support people with. So probably our most common services that folks are needing are high school completion or GED support. We're able to do paid internships and on-the-job training, and that also includes job shadows. So for folks who aren't sure what they want to do, or they think they know what they want to do, but they haven't actually seen what it's like in real life, we connect them with a local employer, and they're able to go out, shadow, and really get a feel for the work. And then with the paid internships, one, super, super important that it's paid. I think especially when we're looking at people who are struggling, it's not realistic or fair to ask them to work for free. So paid internships. And then we're able to help with counseling, get them connected to counseling, mental health services, career coaching, education support. I know there's other things, but those are probably our most common. Oh, and supportive services. So that's getting them supplies and things they're needing.
So when you're going, so I know Chloe, young adult, just getting out in the world, like, man, I really don't know what I want to do, not sure what I want to do. What does that look like? Can you take us into just that realm of us coming to the one stop at 2121 State Street in Tacoma? We walk up, third floor, we come in, we get introduced to you guys, we get greeted. I meet up with an Ashley. Chloe meets up with Ashley. What does that look like? Can you take us through what that looks like for a young adult that would come in, that you guys are really trying to figure out where we're going next?
Yeah, very first question is kind of what brought you in here? What are you hoping to accomplish? And oftentimes the answer is, well, I just really need a job, or I'm wanting to get some training. Sometimes people know what they want and sometimes they don't. And we're able to serve either way. So when we kind of identify what they're looking for, I'll ask some questions just to get to know you a little bit, make sure that our program is a good fit for you. So that those questions will include, we want to make sure you're in Pierce County. We want to make sure you're in the age of the 16 to 24. And then we also want to, our program is very specific for young adults who have had some barriers or some challenges in their lives, or who've experienced some trauma that's making it difficult for them to move forward with their goals. So we'll talk about that a little bit, kind of see what's popped up in your life that you feel is making it difficult to move forward. And then from there, we'll fill out an application, and we will build an individual service strategy is the fancy name for it, but it's essentially a plan of how we're going to work together and what we're going to accomplish.
Okay, what does that look like for you, Chloe? What you thinking? I know we got to get out here and make sure the young adults is taken care of. Make sure the next generation is right. What do you got? I know I got so much to say to Dion, but I love that you're on here with me because you are a young adult and you're the voice of the young adults in this community. So we got the connections we need online right now. What does it look like for you?
Gosh, well, I have to say it's wonderful to hear about all of the services that Career Team does offer, because there are so many barriers, especially and I'm so happy to hear and know that you guys do paid internships as well. I know that when I was in school, trying to get education, trying to get that experience, which is so necessary. Everybody says, oh, you need to have experience. You have to have those internships on your resume. And there were so many that I just wasn't able to apply for. I thought, man, that is such an amazing opportunity. I'd love to do that. I can't afford to, because I need to be able to pay tuition. So there were things that I just wasn't able to even access because I didn't have that financial stability in that moment. So now hearing that this is, especially talked about more, is just wonderful. Even within the past couple of years, I think. It's just great. So that just makes my heart happy to hear about that. Like, please pay your interns. If I had to shout anything from the rooftops, that would be one of them. Dion, I do want to ask about your work in Lakewood. I know that you've been doing a lot of work there, so I wanted to ask about that, hear more about what you're doing in that area.
Okay, yeah. So this year we got a new initiative coming in, and it's titled Lakewood Thrive, and it's just where we're really just focusing in on Lakewood. It's been identified as one of our areas of focus, and the reason being is that it has Lakewood has been identified as one of the areas that has one of the highest gaps between the highest earners and the lowest earners, right? And our mission is to just kind of close that gap as far as getting Lakewood residents connected to training providers that are in Lakewood, right? I.e., Clover Park, Pierce College. We're also working with CDS out there in Lakewood as well, commercial driver school. And just within those 3 training providers, we're identifying training programs that allow people to complete the training. And when they come out, they're able to be employed in jobs that are paying $25 or more, right? We try to find employers that are within the Lakewood area, but, Pierce County, and then maybe some of the surrounding counties that are people are able to drive to and be home, every day, would also count as far as the employers or whatnot. But we're really just trying to, like I said, connect Lakewood residents to training in Lakewood and help them find livable wage jobs that they're able to come out and get at $25 per hour or more. We all know that inflation and cost of living and all this stuff is going up, right? And some of the wages that people have been getting traditionally, sometimes it's just not enough anymore, right? Especially if you have a family to support, you need to make a little bit more money to just be able to kind of just to sustain that for yourself and your family. So that's kind of what it is. Some of the main things I've been doing, again, is just connecting with those training providers and those employers. And you guys may be familiar with the term Career Boost. Tomorrow, I think you've heard of it before, Chloe. I'm not sure if you have. Yep. But in our Career Boost, what we do is we go out and we focus on a specific occupation, right, or a specific industry, and then we go out to one of the training providers and we identify if they have a training in that industry or for that occupation, right? And we take a look at some of the labor market information and see, hey, is there a training out there that's not too long, right? But once the training is completed, can you make about $25 an hour or more? Once we've identified this occupation or this industry, what we'll do is we'll put together a workshop where we'll bring in a representative from the training provider to come in and talk about the training piece of it, right? We'll connect with a industry expert or an employer from that industry, and have them come in and talk about what the employment opportunities look like after training, in that industry. And then we come in and we talk about the WIOA program and how we can help kind of put that plan together. Like Ashley said, put together a success plan, right? A career path, right? Just kind of helping you map something out so that you have a clear idea of what it looks like to achieve that employment goal you kind of set for yourself, right? We'll put the workshop together, and then we go out and we actively recruit people who are interested in getting into that field, right? We use our social media. We use the WorkSourceWA.com website, word of mouth, whatever the case may be, just to get the word out here and say, hey, are you interested in this field here? Let's say HVAC. Are you interested in manufacturing? Are you interested in dental assisting, right? Whatever the industry is that we decide on, we put it out there and we try to garner enough interest to get people to come to the workshop, right? If you want to know about this industry and you want to get a really good idea of what it is and what it's going to take for you to get into that industry, right? What does the training look like? How long is it? How much does it cost? What do you need to do to be successful in this training? What kind of certificate or degree or whatever the case may be, are you going to receive once you're done with the training? Okay, once you're done with the training, this is what the entry-level employment opportunities look like. How can you be successful in this industry? Is there opportunities for advancement to move up, right? Is this an industry that's going away? Is it an industry that's growing, right? Is there going to be some sort of employment security going into this industry, right? These are all things you want to know before you take the time and energy to go study something or put some money into something, to map out this plan for yourself. And this is what we specialize in at Career Team, right? Just anything employment and training and helping you put that plan together. And like Ashley said, sometimes people come to us and they have no idea what they want to do. And then sometimes we have people that come to us and they know exactly what they want to do. And then everything in between, right? And so we just kind of meet you where you are, pick up there and move forward with it. And so At the end of the workshop, what we would want to happen is you have a really good idea if this is going to be the right industry for you or not, right? Whether it is or not, that doesn't matter to us. If it is, great. Let's go ahead and move forward, and let's see if we can get you eligible for the WEO program so that we can provide those wraparound services, so that we can help you remove those as many employment barriers as we possibly can to help you get into that field. If that doesn't seem like something that's going to work for you, let's figure out what that is, right? Even if you're not eligible for the WEO program, let's say you walk into the office like you asked Ashley earlier, and you're not eligible for the WEO program. It's not just, hey, sorry, man, you're not eligible. We wish you the best of luck. That's not how we work. That's not how we get down, right? What we do is we sit down and we figure out, okay, you're not eligible for the WEO program, but what are some of the things you're struggling with, right? What are some of the barriers you're trying to overcome? Okay, housing, food assistance. Okay, oh, you need insurance. You need transportation. Okay, let me sit down and reach out to some of our community partners and see if we can get you connected to them so they can help you take care of those barriers, right? And just kind of help you move forward. We always want you to leave with something, whether it's going to be connected to the WEO program or not. All right.
And see, and I love that, man. Chloe, we know in the work that we do, especially being at, Workforce Central, yes, you're right. We are not a service provider. So our biggest thing is making sure that we are connecting with those doing great work. I love the fact that we're not looking at wages of $17 to $18 no more. We're looking at wages that are livable, because if you think about it, we say livable wage. Livable wage is completely different on the age and what living looks like. $17 to $18, that's cool for a 16-year-old that lives with their parents and has nothing else. They may have to put $20 on their phone bill. But a livable wage at 17 does not mean that I can raise 2 kids and try to pay rent. So I love that you guys are looking at it and saying, okay, we recognize some of the barriers that are being set when we're talking about wages. When we're talking about livable, we want livable. We want sustainable wages. How do we get us in those positions? And it sounds like you guys are really having those conversations with the organizations that we're partnering with, some of these businesses that are out here. What got you guys in that realm to actually just say, you know what, I see it, we need to address it differently, and the conversation needs to look different when we're talking about these organizations that are saying they want staff? Now it sounds like we're holding people accountable to saying, if you want the staff, you got to up the wages, because it looks a little different when we're out here serving our clients. What does that look like, Ashley?
Yeah, and I think it's on both sides, right? It's a conversation that we start out having with each participant. Every participant, we do a self-sufficiency calculator, which is one of my favorite tools that we use because it is super customized. So we put in ages of everyone in their household. We put in the county and the city that they live in so we can get accurate data as far as what it costs to live in that area. And then we look at all their expenses, we look at their income, and we're able to see based on the like statistical average that the calculator gives us, we can see at what percent self-sufficient they are. Oftentimes when folks come to us, they are at 0% or maybe under 30%. And then we take their career goal. So let's say that they are wanting to do HVAC. And we pull the average wage for an HVAC employee, and we rerun the calculator with that salary to make sure that that career goal is going to move them forward on that self-sufficiency scale to get them as close or as high to 100% as we can. And so starting that career exploration and that job search with that self-sufficiency number and conversation in mind, it's really game changing for the participant as well, because they start to realize it's not just any job. Like, I need a job paying this wage. This is what I need to be able to be self-sufficient for me and for my family. And then when we move to the employer side, it's making sure that we as a team are connecting with employers that are providing the wages and the benefits. Benefits are also huge. to support our job seekers and our participants, because we want to make sure we're setting them up for success and that we're doing everything we can on our end to connect them with employers that are going to take care of them.
Mm,
That is wonderful to hear, especially with that self-sufficiency calculator, because it is so different, especially across all of Pierce County, depending on where you're at, how many members you have in your household, if you have kids. It's a huge difference. So it's great to hear that you guys are taking that into account instead of just saying, oh yeah, this is the wage that people should have. It's so different depending on your own situation. This question is for both of you. I want to learn a little bit more about those training options. I know for me, when I was in school, it was 4-year college, and that was pretty much the way to go, and that was about it. I know that there are so many options outside of that that can lead to those high quality living wage jobs. I want to ask about that, what options you've seen, especially throughout Pierce County, because I'm sure that there are different industries and different areas that might suit people better depending on where they're at.
That is a great question. I have one that I want to share out, and then I'll pass it to you, Dion, because I know you're on the ground with a lot of the training providers. One really cool training program that is fairly new in our area is called Waterversity, and it is through Rain Incubator. And this is a training program designed to get people like classroom knowledge in order to be a certified water operator in training. And this is more than like a self-sufficiency wage. This is like a thriving wage. It's like we're talking like 80 grand, right? Like it's amazing. And this course, 6 weeks. It's 6 weeks. It's Mondays and Wednesdays for 2.5 hours. So it's like, and it's in the evening time. And it's very, people are able to use it with their schedule. Lots of the folks in that class are working. And it's free. It's a program that is free for the community. And the instructor is amazing. And he teaches you everything you need to know to pass a state exam that will get you like a credential so that you can get a job as a water operator level 1 and enter into the workforce at that 6. I think it starts at 60 and goes up to 80 just for that first level. And we have a shortage in the trades as folks are retiring and getting older, and there's a ton of job openings in this industry. So it's a 6-week course, and it's put on by local folks, and it doesn't require, I don't think it requires high school or GED. It's background friendly. So for folks who have things on their background that might be causing challenges, this is a great opportunity. And those are the kinds of trainings that we look for. We try to think outside the box as far as what is going to help our folks get to that wage that they're looking for, to that career path that they're wanting, in a way that's accessible. For a lot of our people we work with, college is awesome, but it takes a really long time. It's super expensive, and it doesn't always give them what they're needing in that short term. So we try to look for those out of the box kinds of trainings.
And I'll tell you right now, big ups to Rain Incubator. They supported my ALF team, making sure that we was COVID friendly when we got together. Bottom line, anybody that we're looking at a water operator, many may have not ever heard about it. For those that don't know my background, I am a journeyman pipe layer, so I know what that looks like for the city of Tacoma. That is a great opportunity to get into. Please, again, if you guys didn't know about it, now you know. That is a great opportunity for young adults getting into these fields. A lot of things that are happening, some of these trades are dying out. They're looking for it, but I can vouch for it. You can make a good life off of messing with water. Believe that. So get out there, reach out to Rain, connect with Ashley. She told y'all about a program. Don't act like you didn't know about this program. It's out there right now. Big ups to Rain.
Yeah, it's man. I don't know of anything comparable to that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Be able to go to school for 6 weeks, um, twice a week that work with your schedule, right? And it's free, and you're able to come out and, like Ashley said, earn a thriving wage. Like that's those are the type of opportunities that we're out here trying to create. Yeah, and absolutely, big shout out to the Rain Incubator, and just that opportunity. But like I said earlier, when we look at these trainings, we try to focus on things that are short term. Not everybody has the luxury of going to school for 4 years or even 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And so, some people have families and stuff they got to support. So whatever it is, it has to, we all know timing is everything, and so it has to be something that works for them. But again, with the WIOA program, it's focused on things that are short term, things that are a year or less. So we focus on a lot of those short term trainings that are, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, up to a year. A lot of the trainings out there or they're like a month long. Like some of the CDL programs, right? Those programs are a month long, between a month and 6 months, depending on which one you go to, right? But those are the type of programs we focus on, just because it allows you to get some marketable skills, and make a fairly quick turnaround to being able to get into the workforce and take care of yourself. So things like that, like commercial driving, some of the computer programs that are out there, a lot of them are self-paced. You can knock that stuff out in 2-3 months, all the way up to 6 months, depending on what it is. And those opportunities are out there, computer networking, information systems, things like cybersecurity, HVAC. I'm just rattling these things off here off the top of my head. There's a bunch of them, between the schools that we're working with, right? And even some of the other schools in the area, TCC and Green River. There's a lot of different schools out here, but they have a ton of programs, and that's kind of what we specialize in, is just helping you identify these programs, because truth be told, not everybody knows how to navigate this system, right? This education system, and taking that and going into your job search with it, right? That's what we do every day. So we try to make it easy. We try to empower people to be able to do this on their own when they're not connected to our program, right? We don't want to sit and do everything for you. Okay, we'll figure out your schedule for you. We'll figure out this plan for you. What we do is we help you figure that out together. We do it together. And that way, you know how to do it when you're not connected to our program, or you can teach somebody else how to do it, right? This thing is confusing. A common theme for us is people coming to us and, maybe they have been working somewhere at one place for a really long time or something, or now they're in a place where they got to make a transition. Maybe that the industry is going away or company shut down, and people are just trying to figure this thing out, right? Like, I don't know what to do. This is all I've ever done. They haven't done an interview or a resume in 10, 15, 20 years, right? But I still got to live. I still got to work, right? And so we have to kind of show people how to navigate this thing. Sometimes people come to us and they don't have any real work experience behind them or any education behind them, right? And we have to kind of sit down and show them, hey, this is where you start at, right? Let's try to find something that you have a passion for. Let's try to find something that you like doing, first of all, and then we kind of go from there, right? And we kind of build off of that, right? Is this something that you may like? Do maybe some sort of interest assessment to kind of get a base starting point, because a lot of times people come to us and they go, I don't know what I want to do. I have no idea, right? So it's our job to kind of help them identify that. What are some things that you're good at? What are some things you have passion for? And then, like I said, build from there. And just working with the training providers, I want to give a big shout out to Ms. Petra Perkins over at Clover Park, Marla Hike at Clover Park, and Donna Baker over at Pierce, the team out at CDS. These are schools or training providers that we've been working with extensively. And they're bending over backwards to help us put these career boosts together, and just to help us identify trainings that work for what we're trying to do out in Lakewood and just in Pierce County overall.
And then another thing I kind of want to plug is helping folks get connected to free online resources that offer training or opportunities to skill up. So with a Pierce County Library card, we have access to so many amazing things that usually cost a lot of money. So one of them is a LinkedIn Learning. Used to be lynda.com. We can access that for free with a Pierce County Library card. And that's been super helpful for some folks who are wanting to, maybe they want to learn Microsoft Office a little bit better, or they want to learn some like project management or leadership. Being able to go on there and find courses that they get a certificate for, that they can go at their own pace, that is free, has been really, really helpful. And then we're able to, I've sat down with people, we've kind of looked through all of the different like online resources to see what's going to get you closest to what you're hoping to accomplish. Sifting through online stuff, it's a skill. There's a lot on the internet, and figuring out what is a gem and what is maybe something not to waste our time with. Those are the kinds of skills like Dion's talking about, where we're helping people figure this out for themselves. So I'd say accessing those like online resources has been pretty great as well.
And I love that. You know what? I can't get a library card. I think they still got a hit out on me from '86. You know what I mean? With the Berenstain Bears, I think they still out for me right now. But you know, don't let nobody know where I'm at. Don't tell them where I'm at. 'Cause I think I got about $2 that they want from your boy to get a library card. One thing I want to look at, you know, how do we address the community in a way to let them know that these are resources that aren't looking at you to be at rock bottom. These are resources that are available in just the place where you are in life right now. I think sometimes when we think about it, it's like, oh, the work source, I got to be failing. I got to be doing bad to be able to connect with the services that are available right now. What's the conversation that we need to start having as partners, as community members, as just a human being, a good human being, period? What does that look like? Because I think it hurts my heart because so many great things are happening right now, but I think people don't reach out because it's like, you know, is it embarrassing, or did I do something wrong, or, you know, am I on the lower end of the spectrum? So that's why they're trying to give me. How do we bring our community out of where they've been in the last 2 years to sit and say there's nothing? Because I truly look at it as, when we talk about sustainability, that level is to anybody and everybody. My sustainability is different from Dion's, compared to Chloe's, compared to Ashley's. Completely different. But how do we bring Career Team back in the forefront of saying it doesn't matter where you come from? There is no judgment here. We have it if you've had that conversation to say that you've needed it.
Oh, Tamar, I'm really glad that you brought that up, because it's so true. And I think as we do the work, we've had those moments where we can tell that people might feel, I don't know how to say it, but like they might feel embarrassed or ashamed that they're here asking for help. One of the things that I've noticed that has been kind of game changing has been being out in the community more, as opposed to just sitting here in the WorkSource office. When we're able to be out in the community and talk with people as they're going about their life, that has made a huge difference, because they're not having to look up all this stuff and come into this big scary looking building and go through all of that. Mm-hmm. I think the other piece is listening to people, asking them to share with us, you know, like, where are you at? What are you hoping to accomplish? What are your goals? And really hearing and feeling what they're communicating with us. A lot of times when people think that we work like with the government, and people don't have great experiences working with government employees oftentimes. And they're used to just like saying what they're there for, and then being told, do this, right? Or whatever it might be. And I think providing that human experience and being compassionate and empathetic, it makes the whole game changes. Yeah, I think that's how we get started with that connection. I feel like there was maybe another part of your question, but
No, I see my colleague in the back. I know she got something because Chloe always got that good at the very end when she's just taking it all in. So I'm just gonna back up and just let her do what she do at the moment.
Oh gosh. Well, all of this has been wonderful. And I feel like there are so many great opportunities out there that people may not have heard of. So I'm glad that we can take this moment now to just talk about all of that because it's really great. I'm curious if there's anything else that you guys are working on that maybe people probably haven't heard of. Are there any misconceptions that people may have that you want to address, saying, hey, you may think this, but we're doing this and we want you to know?
I know Tamar touched on something a little earlier. You don't have to hit rock bottom to be able to come and access our services. I like that you brought that up, because a lot of people may think that, right? Oh, well, I already got a job. We work with individuals who are unemployed and also underemployed, right? So what I mean by underemployed is just meaning, you may be working, but you may not be making enough money to take care of yourself and your family where you need to, right? You juggling bills, you're paying this one and stretching this one out to the next month and vice versa. And you're borrowing this and doing that. Like, man, for the people that are doing that, I commend you. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't disqualify you from our services, right? You might be working, but maybe you're just not working enough hours, right? Maybe your hours got cut back because of the pandemic, right? What does that look like? You used to work 40 hours a week, and now you're only working 20, right? Those are the type of situations we sit down and we have these conversations with people, and we kind of figure these things out. And like Ashley said, we're back out in the community now, and we're able to have these conversations. And for me, my way of connecting with people is just, is just being vulnerable, right? Showing a vulnerable side for me so that we can make that connection, right? I've been there before. I've been unemployed, I've been there at nights thinking about what am I going to do to feed my family, right? Growing up, I was on the other side of that. I've been a child watching a parent struggle to take care of us and, being unemployed at times and just trying to figure that out. I've seen it from both sides. So that's a lot of why I do this work. I've seen it. I've been there. I know what it feels like. It don't feel good. Nobody wants to walk around talking about if they're unemployed or not. That's not something you want to advertise, but I think people just, if you change the way you think about it or the way you approach the situation, it could turn into an opportunity, just having these conversations and not keeping this information to yourself just because you don't want to be ashamed and whatnot. There are organizations and people like us out there that are trying to help, right? That are able to get you connected to the services or do something for you ourselves, and just switching that mentality of, hey, not that, oh, I'm unemployed, I don't want to tell anybody, but hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm good at. If you see something and something, let me know about it. Just changing that mentality, it makes it switches it from just only you worrying about yourself and trying to help yourself to now you got another person and another person and another person looking out for you because they know your situation and they're keeping an eye out for you. And now they're helping you.
Oh man, see, I love that right there. We're looking out for each other. We're looking out for each other. Dion, when I sit back, it's been something in this last year, and I love that you brought it up because us, especially as men, recognizing vulnerability and what that really looks like, and the men in our county that struggle to be able to sit and say, I have something, I just want more. What does that look like? And I don't want to feel ashamed of asking you that. With that being said, I know with September coming, with school coming, a lot of people might be stressed out, might be struggling. But I know earlier you had mentioned the Pierce County Community Engagement Task Force, and I know what that means when the quarter comes around. Collaboration for a Cause is in the building. Can you talk a little bit about that for the people? Let them know what Collaboration for a Cause is doing and what it means in September. Let them know, man. Career Team's going to be in the building. They representing, they doing their thing. Talk to the people about what that looks like.
Yeah, Collaboration for a Cause, man. It's something that I got invited to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, Mr. Jackson, and, you know what I'm saying, and Ms. Bleacher. I know you're gonna see this later, Kelly, and everybody else involved. Thank you for reaching out to us and having a career team come and be involved and provide employment and training services. But it's really just for the community, and it's really about going into the community and meeting the people where they are, right? Not making them have to come to us. Right, we're going to go to your community and sit down and make it very accessible to come and get connected to a lot of different services that we're providing out here in Pierce County. A ton of organizations that are connected to the task force are going to be there. I mean, the last one I can't remember how many different organizations were there in Resource Tomorrow. You might know that better than me, but it was a beautiful thing, man. Just being out there. Connecting with the people and even more so being able to connect with the other organizations that are out there, because we don't know all the other organizations that are out there trying to help. And that's one big thing that we need to talk about is why aren't we talking more, right? You always push that, Tamar. We need to talk. We need to know. I need to know what you're doing and what you're providing, so that when that person that does come to me and come to the WIOA program and says that they need this, I know exactly who to go to. I know exactly who to call, right? That person that's not eligible for WIOA, but I don't want to send them away with nothing, right? I got something for you. Let me make this call. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me make this connection for you really quick before you leave, right? And that's kind of what the task force, it kind of does is it brings us together, makes us more familiar with one another that are doing this work, so that we can serve the residents of our community better.
And I know when you said that, and Chloe, I saw the lights. When we talk about collaboration, we talk about communication. I know that you personally have had a success story with making the connections within the task force at the last one. Can we talk about the young one that was able to connect with Boeing just off of a conversation? What does that look like, man? How does that feel? And I'm talking to you, Dion.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Chloe. I'm tripping.
No, we were just both excited, but we know where you going.
Man, this is crazy because last week I did a career boost, right? And it was in manufacturing. And the training provider was Clover Park. They came out and talked about their manufacturing program. And the employer or industry expert that came out was a representative from Boeing, right? As we all know, they're one of the biggest manufacturer out here, I'm thinking, in our area, aerospace. And I'm sitting there having a conversation with the recruiter that was there, and just kind of sidebar, and we're talking about what we do and why we do it. And this is my first time meeting the gentleman. But he was like, yeah, I love doing this work. And man, I was at an event probably about a month and a half ago, out in Fife. And I can't remember what it was called. It was Cause or something. And we're out there helping people. And man, I connected with a person out there, and it's crazy, man. I just reached out and sent them a hire letter this morning, and I was like, collaboration for a cause in Fife at the community center. He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I was there, man. I'm working with the engagement task force. He was like, really? And I was like, yeah, man, that's good to hear. So, I jumped in there, and I was like, man, I gotta let Tamar and Kelly know the way this happened. So I shot you guys that quick little email. But that was crazy the way that happened, man.
I love it. I love it, man. Just, seeing that we're out here for the community the way that we are, and we're doing it in so many different levels. Before we get going, there's something I always do, and I have to do it today, especially with Career Team. I need my Chloe's thought of the day. Y'all know where's Chloe. That's C-Dub to me. But I need Chloe's thought of the day, man. Chloe, let the people know what you're thinking about this conversation right now.
Oh gosh, well, I have a few. I have multiple thoughts of the day today because this conversation has been great. It has. What? All right. Anything helping out with young adults in getting them to where they want to be in life, that is always going to be close to my heart, always. So I'm going to have a lot to say about that, but I'll keep it short. I know we're almost out of time here. First, any young adults watching, even if you're not a young adult, if you're looking for a career change, a career boost, please reach out to Career Team. They have so many great opportunities, probably opportunities that you didn't even know was out there, like Waterversity. So please reach out. There's so much out there for you. And employers, anyone watching, please pay your interns. If you have internships, make sure that they're paid.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. See, we don't hold back. We show up authentic in what we do because what we do is for the community. We show up together. It's not about one verb. It's not about one language. It's not about one organization. Every one of us is a piece of this puzzle. And today, the piece that we have playing today is Career Team. Like I've always told you guys, man, anytime you talk about community, you cannot forget the corners that keep those communities together. This is our corner. We got to leave you guys right now. Hey, it's the Mayor of Loop City. Y'all see me with my colleague, C-Dub. Thank you so much, Dion and Ashley, for showing up. Big ups to Career Team. If you don't know, now you know. And as we always say, we dropped another one. We'll talk to y'all soon. We'll see y'all next week. We'll holler at you guys, man. Enjoy yourself. Salute to you. Get out to these resources. They're here for you. Go knock on that door. There's no judgment. Just show up. We got something for you.